As a business professional, you want to eliminate friction in your business and life and be in control of your daily results to see progress in achieving your goals. Being productive is a continuous improvement process that everybody struggles with in one way or another. Welcome to the Productivity Mastery Method podcast. I'm your host, Chris Nixon, and I'm a productivity consultant. Every week, I'll share tips, insights, and interviews with guest experts that will help you think critically so you can take actionable steps to be more productive. Now that we've got this out of the way, let's dive into the episode. Hey folks, today I'm sharing an interview I did with Bonnie Hardie, a life and mindset coach out of Florida. Due to current circumstances, the interview had to take place in a noisy coffee shop. I encourage you to listen for the nuggets of goodness that Bonnie shares today despite the audio challenges. So I'd like to invite you to share your name and the field of work that you do.
My name is Bonnie Hardie. I am a mindset life and gratitude coach based in Central Florida. I'm also a podcast guest coach.
Thanks, Bonnie. It's great to meet you. So tell me, Bonnie, what does productivity look like for you? How do you manage your tasks and day-to-day work and roll that up to your goals and vision and ultimately, your purpose in life?
Well, Chris, thank you for having me here on your podcast. I do appreciate it. Productivity is very important. There's always a lot of things to get done as a business owner. So I have different time frames. I do things. I go through my emails and I give myself 30 minutes to go through all of my emails, get them all done. I give myself 30 minutes to do Facebook. I use something called the Pomodoro technique where I set a timer for 30 minutes. You can set it for 20 to 30 minutes. I usually like to do 30 minutes first. And what I do is I'll do one thing for 30 minutes straight, whether it's going through my emails, going through my messages, going through Facebook groups. I do that for 30 minutes each, and then I can get a whole lot done instead of toggling back and forth between multiple things. That doesn't leave you very productive. So I mainly use the Pomodoro technique, and I have usually a set schedule, certain times of the day. I'll only be doing Facebook, then I'll only be doing emails. So that keeps me, on the straight and level path to getting everything done that I need to get done on a daily basis.
So when did you pick up the Pomodoro technique, Bonnie?
I picked that up about a year and a half ago. I heard people talking about it, and I said, this is really cool because you work for 30 minutes, and then you take about a 10-minute break, and then you go back to work, and you can do the same thing again. If you want to do emails again, you can do emails again, or you get to do something else. Usually I like to break it up. I'll do Facebook, and then I'll do emails, and then I'll have to film any videos for YouTube, or if I have to send out any emails for my mailing list and stuff like that, then I'll do that. I'll bunch that up. But it's a real lifesaver. It really helps keep you going.
So how about on the higher levels, Bonnie? How much time do you spend, or when do you take time to look at your goals? Do you do quarterly goals or annual goals?
I usually try to do, I have a yearly goal, and then I break it down into monthly goals. And now since we're getting to the end of 2022, I'm working on my goals for 2023, personally and professionally. So I'll start working on what I want to have done by the end of next year, and then I'll break that down into by this time frame this needs to be done, and by this time frame this needs to be done, so that I know I'm on track to make my goals.
So it sounds like you're applying a project management style technique to it.
Yes, I have. I'm extremely organized, and sometimes I'm too organized. I have too many things written out, and I have to, color code everything. But it makes it work because you can be very busy with running your own business and trying to have a life outside of that. But I know what I want to accomplish by this time next year, so I know what I need to do between now and then to accomplish it. Mm-hmm.
So you talk about having things colored. Is this on analog, like on paper, or do you have it in electronic systems?
No, most of the time, I actually just write stuff down. I do have a scheduler that I have online that I go into, but I like to just write stuff down, and then I do color code. This task is very, very important, so I color code that green. This task I need to do, but it's not super duper important, so I'll grade that red. And this task it needs to be done, doesn't need to be done right away, but it needs to be done within a couple of days, and I'll color code that yellow. So that way I can tell, what's my most critical tasks that need to be done today, this week, this month, this year.
So what other tools have you tried? Have you tried some that you don't use anymore?
Sometimes I've just tried to, sometimes I kind of do spaghetti at the wall and then whatever. I just I'll be doing emails, but then I'll hear a message come in from Facebook, so I'll go right away to check it. Then they get logged into the Facebook stuff and okay, well I have to go, see who's commenting on things. I'll start seeing what people are doing. So it's like, well, they'll try to stay as focused as possible. There's a few people that when I get their private message, I'll answer them as soon as possible. Some people, the message can wait. So if I need to really go through all my emails, then I need to go through that because I'm getting, emails from people that are scheduling interviews and stuff. So I need to keep those organized and stay on top of that so that I know exactly where I need to be, what time I need to be there, who I'm talking to, what I'm talking about.
How many interviews would you say you're doing in a week?
It varies. This week, this week is kind of a shorter week because we have Thanksgiving in the United States on Thursday, so some people aren't doing anything. But this is my second one today, and I did one on Sunday morning, and I did one on Friday night. So it just kind of varies. There might be weeks I might do 2, might be weeks I might do 8. So you never can tell. And actually, right now I have interviews scheduled out as far as February. So keeping busy with doing podcast interviews and summits and stuff like that.
So Bonnie, I've seen on your social media some posts about your 5x5 system. Would you like to share that?
Yes. Thank you for asking me about that, Chris. My 5x5 formula to a rock solid day. So that is 5 different activities to do in the morning for 1 to 5 minutes each. Start your day off strong. And they include meditation, journaling, practicing gratitude, deep breathing, and grounding yourself. Now this is kind of bespoke for each person. You can take one and do it for 5 minutes every day. You can take one and only do it for 1 minute. Kind of depends on what it is you want to do. And you can do it in any order you want. Like with gratitude, I tell people to write down 5 to 10 things you're grateful for every day. And they always have to be something different. Don't be saying the same thing over and over again. So with journaling, you write down, how your night was last night. Did you have a good night's sleep? Did you not sleep? Are you tired? Are you feeling ill? What kind of day do you want today to be? And you can also do this at night and say, this is what I've done for today. Meditation, that's just kind of calming everything down, emptying your mind of everything, trying to get rid of as much stress, and kind of bringing you back to center and say, okay, this is, if you're upset about anything, try to get rid of that. Try to just relax yourself. Deep breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you do that 5 to 10 times, and that's going to calm you down. Grounding yourself, you go outside. If it's not snowing, go inside, but be in bare feet and stand in either the grass or the dirt, and reach your arms up to the sky, kind of look up, and just kind of pull everything together, like that just calms you down too, because touching the earth like that makes you grounds you more, and so it calms you down too. So basically, all of these, they end up calming you down. They end up getting you focused on what you want your day to be like, and they get you thinking about, if yesterday wasn't that great, what can I do different today to make today a better day?
So what would you say inspired this program for you, Bonnie?
It's just something that I like to do on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it on my own, and I've realized that I've had a lot of success with it. It has helped me to stay calm and focused throughout the day. So I ended up starting a group program for this. I had a free private group that I ran this through twice. I did live videos every day in the group. And I ended up having, after I did the second time going around, I ended up having over 60 people in the group from 10 different countries. I've also written about this, explain each one what it is, why it's important. And that is an article that's put into a magazine, Soullessy magazine, special care edition, and I've also put that into an ebook that I sell on Lulu.com. So I really like this, and I talk about this a lot. So, and I also have a call with people now that I offer to go over each thing individually and explain each one to people and let them know, which one's going to be more effective for them. So I do offer calls on this, one-on-one coaching calls for this too.
What would you say would be the most pronounced benefit you've experienced since you started doing the 5x5?
The biggest benefit is probably just getting organized and realizing that, this is what I need to do for the day, and this is how my day has been, so I can kind of keep track. So it does keep me focused on what I need to do to stay in the zone, basically, so to speak, to build my business and my life up in a positive way.
So, Bonnie, the other thing that I was hoping you'd share with us, you're a vision boarding expert, I understand.
Yes, I'm actually getting ready to make another vision board. And I really like vision boards because it helps you focus on what it is you want your life to look like. And this is perfect timing to start it because we're at the end of 2022. So doing a vision board for 2023 will help you to decide on what it is you want your life to be like, any big events you have coming up. If you want to move, put your house on there. What kind of how you want to be? Do you want to be strong? You want to be free? You want to be, positive person? Things like that. So I am getting ready to make my own vision board again for the year, and you can make a vision board like once a year or once a month or every 3 months, however you want to do it. The beauty of anything in this coaching industry and personal development is you can change your mind as much as you want. Some people make a vision board every month. Some people make it once, and it's good for a year. So all my services are bespoke to that client, how it is they want to do it specifically for them. So it's going to change a little bit what I do for each person, depending on who that person is, what their goals are, what their background is too. Because some people, if they have some problems with self-esteem or self-confidence, they may need to work on that a little more before they start getting into the other deeper work.
So what would you say would be the high-level steps to doing a vision board?
Well, the biggest steps are deciding what you want your life to be like and your why. Do you want a better job? Well, why do you want a better job? Is it more for the money? Is it more for the experience? Is it more for what you're actually doing in your job? I tell people sometimes I'm like a 2-year-old because I'm always asking why. Well, why do you want this? Well, why do you want that? Well, why? Because we got to peel the onion, so to speak, and we got to dig deep and figure out what your why is. So once you do figure out what your why is, then we can go on with the who, what, why, when, where, and how.
So how would I capture my why on a vision board?
You would think about what your actual why is. Maybe your biggest thing that you want to do next year is maybe lose weight. And why do you want to lose weight? Maybe you want to run around with your kids more. Maybe you want to enter a marathon. Maybe you want to learn how to go ice skating or roller skating or rollerblading or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that's something they'll put on your vision board. So sometimes I move one step forward, but then I have to move 2 steps back to figure out your why, and then I go forward again. Sometimes it takes a little while to get there, but we eventually do get to the end. And like I said, we peel the onion back, we ask why, and we get to the end, and when you're done with the vision board, you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. I like this.
So what if I don't feel like I know why? Does that mean I can't do a vision board?
Oh, no, you can definitely do a vision board. Even if you don't know what your why is. If you don't know what your why is, think about your what. What do you like to do? You put stuff up there. Do you like to eat healthy? Put healthy foods up there. Do you like to, ride a bike? Put a bike up there. Do you like to go on cruises? Put a cruise ship on there. Things like that. Do you want to live in a really nice house? Put a picture of a really nice house on there. And then eventually we'll get everything going. But anybody and everybody can do a vision board. I've seen people 12 years old do vision boards. So everybody can do a vision board. Even people 90 years old can do a vision board.
And what have you seen for the outcome of doing a vision board? Any pronounced changes in people? Any accomplishments that they've made from it?
Yes, I've noticed that it keeps people more focused on what they want to do. Every day you wake up, you look at your vision board, and you're like, is what I'm doing today getting me closer to this vision on my board? Is it getting me to this car I want to drive? Getting me to this house I want to live? Is it getting me to going on this vacation? So once you have that in your mind, you're like, okay. Obviously you're not going to every single day do stuff that gets you to your vision board. There's going to be times you're like, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to love to go back to sleep today. But if for the most part, it's like the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you need to be doing what you need to do to get to the future goals that you look for. So just keep looking at it, and you'll get there.
Who is the vision board for? How would they know that they're experiencing certain things or they behave in a certain way, and you know what, they should do a vision board? How would they know?
Well, basically, just about anybody is good for a vision board. However, some people who are kind of lost and they don't really know what they want, then they can do a vision board because the questions that I ask and the stuff that we go over, it's going to get them to figure out what it is they want in their life. Some people, they're just going through the motions of life, basically. And it's the same thing day after day. It's like Groundhog Day. They get up to the same thing day after day. So doing the vision board, when I ask the questions, then they get to learn what it is they want to do with their life in the future, for next year.
So how much time should somebody block out if they're going to do a vision board with you, Bonnie?
Probably an hour to an hour and a half. We go through everything. We go through the wheel of life, and we see what parts of their life they need to work on the most, and then we put that onto the vision board. So I have like a unique program, the Vision for Your Life, where I combine a vision board and a wheel of life, and I color code the wheel of life, so you can see what parts of your life need work on most, and that goes on to the vision board first, so you know exactly what you need to work on.
Wonderful. So is there anything else you'd like to share about your personal productivity, Bonnie?
Stay focused as much as possible. And, sometimes put your head down, put blinders on, and know what your goals are for today, tomorrow, next week, next year, and really start working on it. Sometimes there's times I'll have like 300 emails in my inbox, but if I sit there and do the Pomodoro technique 2 times and I work on my emails for 60 minutes, I get that way down because I'm only concentrating on one thing. If you're trying to concentrate on too many things, it's not going to work out too good. So just do one thing for a certain amount of time, and you'll get everything done.
So Bonnie, tell us more about your business, specifically the services you offer, and who should contact you, and how would you like them to contact you to find out more?
Well, people can contact me through Facebook and email. I don't have a website yet, but I'm working on that. That should be going pretty soon. And Facebook is, Bonnie S. Hardie. And my email is bonniehardie@yahoo.com. It's BONNIEHARDIE@yahoo.com. People can contact me and ask me about any one of my programs. I've got the 5x5 formula. That's just one call. That is $147. I have the Vision for Your Life program. That is 4 separate calls. That is $444. And if you're looking to be a podcast guest, like I'm an international podcast guest, which has led to a lot of other things, I can help you get your story out to worldwide, internationally. That is a 12-week program for $1,111. And for Black Friday, for doing this, doing that, everything, I'm going to offer all 3 programs for a discount. It's $1,700+ value for all 3 programs. And it's going to be like about $1,250 for all 3 programs. You don't have to start now. You can wait till the new year if you want. I know things are crazy now. I just do need a deposit to keep your spot. We'll figure out the order. We want to do everything. But just contact me through Facebook, contact me through email. Tell me what your goals are. Tell me what you're looking for, and we will work something out. And we'll get on a call, and I'll talk to you about, how to help you with the productivity, how to help you live your best life, how to help you be rock solid, basically. If you are kind of, you're lost, you feel downtrodden, you feel like you don't know what your future holds, what you want to do in your future, contact me. I will help you with that. If you don't have like a strategy for your life, you need help getting focused, getting to some direction, I can help you with that.
Thanks so much, Bonnie. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this episode. If you think the show is of value and a must-listen for someone, feel free to share it with your productivity friends. And if you do, I'd be so grateful for your support. If you want to find the links, show notes, and resources, no matter what episode you're listening to, head over to chrisnixon.com/podcast. That's CHRISNIXON.com/podcast. If you want to connect with me on social, you can find me on Facebook at chrisnixon.com/Facebook or LinkedIn at chrisnixon.com/LinkedIn. Join the discussion for this episode on my LinkedIn company page, linkedin.com/company/chrisnixon. That's all for this episode, and remember, productivity is a continuous improvement process. Space Dust by Aerotone, copyright 2022, licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution License, courtesy of dig.ccmixter.org. This episode of the Productivity Mastery Method podcast is copyright to Chris Nixon 2022, all rights reserved.